Hi, I'm Nate Carlson. I'm here to tell you my before and after story. Um, for me, sitting down to figure out my before and afterwards is a real challenge because the first thing I ever remember is sitting down and praying with my mom to accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. So I don't really remember any before, um, though I do kind of remember all the after. Um, but for the before and after, like, because I didn't really realize like what it was before I knew Christ, I'm gonna use like my experiences of when I wasn't really making my faith my own for maybe the first 14 or 15 years of my life as the basis for my things. So my first word is empty. Um, through the first 14 or 15 years, like I said, I wasn't really living out my faith. I wasn't an on fire Christian at all. I wasn't really reading the Bible on my own. I wasn't um, praying on my own just to pray. I was just praying because my parents were around and that was the thing to do. I was a pretty nice kid, but I mean that was all I was. I was so wrapped up in sports, trying to be the next I don't know, Mark Burley, one of my favorite pitchers. I don't know, like my whole identity was wrapped in sports and who I was at school, um, and I just acted differently. But that life just felt like empty, and that was my first word. It was just empty. I felt like there was something more, and I wasn't living for it. But then when I was like 14 or 15, um, I got a new youth pastor, and he really invested in my life. And we kept talking and stuff. We met every week and talked about life and Jesus and stuff. And like gradually, I started like realizing how big of a deal it is to actually follow Jesus. Like that's a big deal. Jesus calls you to give everything and follow Him. So like gradually over the last 3 or 4 years or so, I've been trying to do that. Making myself less and making Him more. And now that I've done that, like my life just feels more complete. I just feel filled, which is my second word, filled. Since I actually started making my faith my own, like my life has changed. Like my relationships have become way deeper with my friends, um, and I like just feel this thing inside of me that's so hard to explain, um, and it's just so awesome. If you have any questions about like Jesus or anything, don't hesitate to get in contact with me. If you're watching this, you probably know who I am. So thank you for listening to my story. Adios.